So below we have a quick summary of what we were just talking about, which is if your base is bigger than 1, you're going to look at the graph that goes through 0, 1, and it will be increasing as we said. Notice your graph will also go through the point 1 and then comma b, whatever your base is, because anything raised to the first power will stay the same. What happens if you plug in -1? It just takes whatever you had and flips it upside down. That's why you end up with a -1 as your exponent. So if your base was, let's say, 2, it would flip and become 1/2 as your y value. Same thing for the other graph. If your base is less than 1, you're still going to start off by going through 0, 1. And you're still going to, if you plug in 1, get out just whatever your base was. So we'll say B for our base. And when you plug in -1, you're going to take your base and flip it upside down. But if your base is less than 1, it's going to be like a number like 1/2. So if you flip the 1/2, it would turn into, let's say, a 2. So that's why you actually have bigger numbers when you plug in negative exponents, and it looks something like this, and your graph is decreasing if your base is less than 1. But you can see this again on both graphs, that your horizontal asymptote at least starts at y = 0 for both. So we can write that for both of them, that they both have at least to start a horizontal asymptote at y = 0. Why do I say to start? Because we'll do what we've done in other chapters. We'll shift these graphs left, right, or up and down. Well, notice both of these graphs have the same domain. They both have a domain of -infinity to +infinity because the graphs go on forever on both the left and the right-hand side. However, the range is not that. The range is that the graphs only start here at 0 and continue upwards forever. They only start up at 0 and go up forever. So we have 0 to infinity for the range. Now be careful. What are we actually going to put at 0 is actually a parentheses, not a bracket. The reason why we're using a parentheses at 0 and not a bracket is because we have a horizontal asymptote at y = 0, which means we're going to get close, but we're not going to actually touch it. So we can't actually include 0 in our range because it's in asymptote.